All right. 6:30, call meeting to order. All council members are present. Please stand for pledge of allegiance.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for being here with us in this meeting. We thank you for all of the attention that's being recording and want to share. Help us make good decisions for our town. In your name we pray. Amen.
Alrighty. Proclamations, recognitions, appointments, and presentations. Our first proclamation tonight, April 11th, 2021 through April 17th, 2021 is Public Safety Telecommunications Week. Present to accept the proclamation on behalf of the city's dispatch centers will be Police Chief Jeremiah Fears and Fire Chief Tom Tomlinson. And we also have two of our police dispatchers present tonight.
I've got two substitutes here. I've got our records dispatch supervisor Ashley Knight and one of our other dispatchers, Jeanette Ross. So they're actually going to be accepting it for him.
Where's Tom?
He's in there.
Just me.
Okay, Proclamation Public Safety Telecommunications Week, April 11th, 2021 through April 17th, 2021. Whereas emergencies can occur in the city of Corning at any time that require police and fire services. And whereas when these emergencies occur, the prompt response of law enforcement officers and firefighters is critical to the protection of life and property. And whereas the safety of our law enforcement officers and firefighters is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of the information obtained from citizens using 911. And whereas the City of Corning dispatchers are the critical first contacts for citizens who need emergency services. And whereas City of Corning dispatchers are the vital link for police officers and firefighters by monitoring their activities by radio, providing them information, and ensuring their safety. And whereas each City of Corning dispatcher has exhibited compassion, understanding, professionalism during the performance of these duties in the past year. Now, therefore, I, Robert Snow, as Mayor of the City of Corning, declare the week of April 11th, 2021 through April 17th, 2021 as National Telecommunications Week in the City of Corning in honor of the men and women whose diligence and professionalism help keep our city and citizens safe.
Have something you'd like to say?
Well, thank you very much.
Chief Tomlinson? Yeah, do you have something you'd like to say? Good. Wonderful certificates for you.
Dispatchers do a great job.
Yeah, they do.
We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, especially.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Our dispatchers are a very vital link to both of our services, and I appreciate what they do very much. All right, number 2, second proclamation for the night. April 13th, 2021, General Federation of Women's Clubs Federation Day in the City of Corning. Present to accept the proclamation will be Janelle Cook.
Proclamation, April 23rd, 2021, General Federation of Women's Clubs Federation Day in the City of Corning. Whereas the General Federation of Women's Clubs, the GFWC, was organized on April 24th, 1890, and duly chartered by President William McKinley in the United States Congress on March 2nd, 1901. And whereas the General Federation of Women's Clubs is one of the world's largest and oldest non-denominational women's volunteer service organizations, with members in 50 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and 20 countries. Whereas the GFWC provides opportunities to develop personal leadership skills, study issues, and educate the public, commemorate women's history, and participate in constructive public service, thus continuing the commitment to community improvement. Whereas the Mobile Women's Club of Corning, the oldest in the Shasta District of California Federation Women's Club, continues to be an excellent example of the contributions made by Women's Club. Since the club's founding September 27, 1898, it has actively participated in such events as women's suffrage movement, planning and fundraising to build and furnish Woodson Park with trees, tables, and swing sets, founding of the Maywood Colony Library, and by 1908 forming the Corning Library Association to help bring the Carnegie Library to the community. In 1903, the club tackled the need for Corning's first high school, followed by their leadership in the successful bond issue to build the grammar school. Whereas the example set by the Maywood Women's Club and their members, both past and present, illustrate the importance and impact that leadership from community service clubs provide toward continued enhancement of our communities. Whereas the General Federation of Women's Clubs will celebrate April 24, 2021 as GFWC Federation Day, commemorating more than a century of volunteer service in their communities, and the Maywood Women's Club will celebrate the 119th anniversary of their charter, established on May 2, 1902 with the California Federation of Women's Clubs. Now therefore, I, Robert Snow, as Mayor of the City of Corning, do hereby proclaim April 24, 2021 as General Federation of Women's Clubs Federation Day in the City of Corning. I congratulate the Maywood Women's Club on their 119th anniversary of their April 2, 1902 charter with the California Federation of Women's Clubs. I thank members both past and present for their numerous influential contributions to our community.
That's a long time to be an active club.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a mouthful. Thank you very much. As you know, we are very proud to be a very small part of a old and noble tradition, and we appreciate your recognition. So, thank you.
You know, I think that you ladies do an amazing amount of wonderful things in our town.
Thank you.
And we're so lucky at the senior center that you keep that working together even through this past year.
Yeah. And you know, this past year we haven't had any fundraisers, so we're starting off small with a big sale on Mother's Day, Saturday before Mother's Day. So come get your stuff. We'll be at the clubhouse. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can I add something? I mean, I've had family members and I know people that have been part of that women's club, and our society is greatly lacking community involvement clubs such as the Women's Club. You know, my father had a great deal to do with the Lions Club and the Elks Lodge up in Redding, or up in Red Bluff, Lions Club here in town. And, you know, unfortunately, this town is going to suffer from not having organizations such as the Women's Club around to help with projects. And I don't know how your membership is. I don't know whether you've had any new recruits over the last year or maybe even 5 years. I don't know. I know the last event I attended over there, it was a convention, a regional thing, and they said enrollment was way down. And I really encourage people that get involved in some of these organizations to seek them out, because communities, small communities like ours, can't survive without them. So thank you for everything you've done, and you will continue to do, I'm sure.
You're welcome.
And the Women's Club is a fun bunch. Every time I've had the opportunity to go, I just get a kick out of all of you. You're so funny and humorous, and it's probably one of the funnest meetings that you'll go to.
Thank you. You're welcome anytime.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, John.
All right, proclamation number 3. May 12th, 2021, Tama County Peace Officers Memorial Day. Eric Patterson will be in attendance to accept the proclamation.
Is that a source?
And I do not see him. I don't know what he looks like. Yeah, no? Not
I'm
here.
good. I'm on board.
Okay. Proclamation, May 12, 2021, Tama County Peace Officers Memorial Day. Whereas all of the promises America offers, none is more precious or more elusive than the right to be free from crime and violence. Whereas many dedicated men and women have chosen law enforcement as a career and face extraordinary risk and danger daily in an effort to preserve our freedoms and security. Whereas in conjunction with the observance of National Peace Officer Week and California Peace Officers Memorial Day, May 12, 2021, will be observed as Tama County Peace Officers Memorial Day in commemoration of those noble officers who tragically sacrificed their lives in the line of duty. And whereas this day of special observance provides all citizens of Tehama County and the city of Corning the opportunity to appreciate the heroic men and women who have dedicated their lives to preserving public safety. Now, therefore, I, Robert Snow, as mayor of the city of Corning, do hereby proclaim, in conjunction with National Peace Officer Week and California Peace Officers Memorial Day, Wednesday, May 12, 2021, is to be observed in the city of Corning as Tehama County Peace Officers Memorial Day. I do further proclaim that the City Hall and Transportation Center flags will be flown at half-staff on this day in honor of all peace officers killed in the line of duty. This proclamation will also be posted at the Corning Police Department for all to see.
Well, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we were unable to memorialize our fallen brothers and sisters from last year, and it looks like the state's going to continue those restrictions this year. So I don't have any dates for the memorial in Red Bluff. Kind of sad in itself. Sad story, it's sad to memorialize these fallen officers. We are working on plans A and B for these, so hopefully we'll have something that I can come back and you guys can attend, whether it's via wonderful Zoom meetings or the social networking system or whatever.
I don't know, sometimes it feels like a thankless job, but we do appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you guys.
Yes.
And you as well.
Thank you, Jeremiah. All right, moving on. We have a presentation, update on the previous 2 years' child abuse prevention activities by Mike Lindsay, Tehama County Child Abuse Prevention Council.
Okay, well, thank you for having me here. Let me just start out by thanking you for letting us use your trees to hang our Child Abuse Prevention Month bows. And we're especially careful with the new trees, the tender saplings that just went up. We were not able to kind of give you an update last year because of the shelter-in-place orders. But I just want to let you know the kind of things that we have been doing that affect your community in Corning and then also in Rancho Tehama. So we've gone through I just want to also let you know that we're doing a kind of a rebranding thing. We're coming to be known as Tehama County for Kids instead of the Tehama County Child Abuse Prevention Council. So when we go to outreach events, people kind of see that child abuse and they kind of walk around us, right? So we want to be able to get that information out there. So we want to kind of have a positive message. So I just want to mention that. The other thing is, since when the lockdowns, when the shelter-in-place orders came in, what happened across the state, and Tehama County was no exception, is the child abuse and neglect reports plummeted straight down. So the director of social services contacted us and asked us if we were interested in kind of doing a parent helpline. There is one out of Sacramento, but realistically, who's going to call Sacramento for help in Tehama County, Corning, Red Bluff, Los Colinos? So we were able to put together a team of Chico State interns that had access to home visits and could go out on calls to help parents that were struggling with their kids at home, seeing themselves as teachers, food insecurities, whatever there was. So that was something that was generated in our council, and then so that's been running for a year. It costs about $1,000 a month to do it. So that's one good thing we've been doing, and we have been getting calls so that when parents get to that point where things are tough, they have someone to call, and it's kind of like a non-threatening deal. So, and we have had a number of calls from the Corning area with that project. So the other thing I wanted to mention is, so we have we got a really limited budget just to kind of run a little council, and we meet monthly, and they're all volunteers from different scopes of work, some education, some public health, some Department of Social Services. And anyway, so 2 years ago we applied for a child passenger safety program grant from AAA, and 2 years ago we were accepted, and so we partnered with public health and did some car seat checks, both in Corning and in Red Bluff. Well, they were so successful that sure enough, AAA refunded us last year. And so we partnered with Corning Promise to do car seat checks in Corning and then also in Rancho Tehama. The first one in Corning kind of used up quite a bit of our seats. Most of the kids that were in those cars were either in a recalled seat or the wrong seat, or it wasn't installed right. So we did a great service for those kids, for our kids here in the Corning area. Then we went out to Rancho and we found the same thing. And the school administrator out there was just really thankful, though. And after experiencing the trauma of the shooting out there, the gal said she was just so happy. She was like in tears, telling us how much she appreciated us coming out to serve their families and help take care of their kids. Shoot, there were some kids that weren't even in car seats. So we were able to go back out in March, and we took care of everybody that had come through our check and needed some kind of a seat or some kind of help, and then we also picked up some more. So kudos to the Department of Ed, the elementary school people, and then also to Corning Promise for helping us get that. And now it turns out that we've gotten a third year of funding, and it kind of goes up each year. So AAA is really impressed with how we're getting these checks in spite of the fact that there's so many restrictions with trying to do anything in public. So I just want to let you know that that's what we're doing. So we've been active. We're trying to move upstream from abuse and neglect, and prevention. So if we can keep kids safe before they get into those situations, that's kind of where we'd like to be. So I just want to let you know what we're doing, and we're in the Corning area, and if there's someone that needs a car seat and they don't have the resources, because usually you have to travel to Red Block to the public health department, and they're kind of shut down too. So we are a resource for that. So just want to let you know that's happening, and that's available for Corning, and we're going to be at it for another year. One last thing with that AAA car seat training, we had a shortage of car seat technicians in Tehama County. They had either moved on. So anyway, we were able to take that funding and train up 5 more, and we're due to bring 3 more or 4 more online. So we're going to have almost 10 registered certificated car seat inspection technicians. So that's a really good thing. So I just want to let you know that that's what we've been doing, and that's been something that we could do with all the restrictions we have. So that said, it's just thank you for hearing this message and knowing that we're helping to protect your kids. All right.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being here and being able to provide that message. You guys provide a very valuable service to our communities, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. And so if you need to get a hold of me, Lisa's got my contact information regarding any car seats. And we'll be back down here doing some more checks. So thanks for everybody that helps us with those. All right? Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
We have one. I think we've downsized enough, Christine. We got a couple more people sitting out there that can be brought in. All right, moving on. We have another presentation. We have a presentation, a request for approval of letter of support. Sabrina, I'm gonna butcher it. Last name? Juricic. Upstate California Film Commission, and there will be an action required afterwards.
Does the clicker work from here?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Christina,
If not, you can go wherever you need to go.
I think
It looks like you're
good.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't ask that before.
No worries.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me here today to share the benefits of what the Film Commission can do in the community. When you think of movies, typically what comes to mind is like a storyline, a character, and the things that make those things come to life are the locations in those things. So, for example, we have the 72 iconic steps leading up to the Philadelphia Museum of Art where Rocky Balboa trained. The Sleepless in Seattle scene where Tom Hanks is walking down towards Pike takes place. You may recognize the Humboldt Redwoods, where Star Wars filmed some pretty epic scenes. And even not so far away in our own backyard, the Stand By Me Bridge in the Boerne area. Locations help make movie magic, and filmmakers are looking for great locations. So, as already stated, my name is Sabrina Jurisic, and I've been the Shasta County Film Commissioner since January 2017. When I first moved up to the Northern California area in 2002, it was because of the absence of traffic, the lower cost of living, the increased quality of life, the great people, and the fabulous locations that we have here. And all of these qualities make Tehama County a great option for filmmakers. This map, which is a little hard to see on the screen, but is from the California Film Commission website. And it shows in the highlighted areas the counties that are currently represented throughout the state, and Tehama County is one of a very few number of counties currently without representation. And that means opportunities are being lost to generate benefits from the film industry here. Over the last 2 years, I've been working to establish an independent regional film commission, which is through the efforts of Tehama Together. We were able to get them as our fiscal agent last May, and they've already provided some startup funding to bring this program to Tehama County. I also presented to the Shasta County Tehama County Board of Supervisors last month, and they asked for me to go to the local cities here to get these letters of support, which is why I'm here today. So my background is in marketing and events for businesses and nonprofit organizations before I came to become the Shasta County Film Commissioner. I'm currently the Vice President of FLIX, which is a statewide organization. In these areas that you see that are highlighted, we have film commissioners that represent those various locations throughout the state as part of FLIX, which is the Film Liaisons of California statewide. I'm also a certified film commissioner through AFCI, which is the Association of Film Commissioners International. And that's a certification that fewer than 10% of film commissioners in the world have achieved. These activities have been done in tandem with serving an increasing number of productions, launching a local permit incentive program, hosting educational and networking filmmaker events, and co-chairing the largest award show for location managers in the state of California. Our area is earning a reputation for being film-friendly, and most importantly, has proven results, which I'll be sharing shortly. Okay. So why market to the film industry? According to the Motion Picture Association of America, in California, the film industry was responsible for over 212,000 direct production jobs, contributing more than $26.5 billion in wages, and an additional 664,000 indirect jobs that support the film industry, including local vendors. And those numbers are from 2018. Filming creates jobs, it stimulates spending, it attracts tourism, it increases community awareness, and builds community pride. As filming on location is a non-polluting industry, it's environmentally positive, and we've seen in the midst of COVID that it's a resilient industry. Not only are they required to have a COVID safety plan, which we've coordinated with public health, and the industry itself has established a whole set of safety regulations, but they're keeping our communities safe in the process. Businesses that weren't able to be open were able to rent their facilities to film production, and our local people were able to work on productions with the community. So what is the Film Commission, and what does the Film Commissioner do? Today, obviously, I'll just be touching the tip of the iceberg for the role, but in short, my job is to promote positive economic impacts to a community by marketing it to the film industry and working as the liaison between local, regional, and state film professionals to execute that mission. So we do that through advertising to reach them. We do social, digital campaigns. There's a variety of print and digital advertising that goes out to key industry professionals and location managers that are making those decisions on where they're going to be filming. We attend industry events, trade shows, and market any way that we can. A few examples for successes in Shasta County. When I came on board in 2017, we had less than 500 Facebook followers. We now have over 14,000. Our ads have been placed and distributed to tens of thousands of industry professionals. And our newsletter contact list has grown from just a handful to over 4,000. So we are definitely growing in those connections. If you've seen the film, The 100-Foot Journey, you may appreciate that post boundaries often require some extra effort to keep the peace. So my role is to work with the productions, again, as the liaison, not just helping them, but also making sure that our community is being respected in the process. And a lot of times they're filming in like state parks or on public lands, and we want to make sure that the productions are happy, but also that our people locally are wanting to continue working in the film industry. So we work with them, responding to requests, following up on permits, scouting locations, helping find accommodations, referring them to local lodging partners, and connecting them with local crew and vendors. The film industry is a 24/7 industry, and so having a film commissioner that is aware of that and engaged in the process, make sure that the responses are handled quickly. This helps ensure that the region builds and maintains that film-friendly reputation. And as there's no normal day in film, we are available when the needs arise and help cut through the red tape, just with our 24/7 availability. So hopefully our efforts work out, and we help them find their treasured location, and the vision comes to life. Over the last few years, we've helped our local filmmaker community grow. So we've done that through a variety of filmmaker networking events, that's movies that have done like independent films that have filmed in our region. We've hosted screenings so the local cast and crew can see their work on the big screen. A lot of them would not have that opportunity, particularly with a lot of things going to streaming platforms now. So it's very exciting, and it helps the community get more excited about those events as well. Going to a variety of speaking engagements to let the community know what's happening in the film industry. We do sponsor local film festivals, so like the Sundial Film Festival. There was a Fire Real Film Festival before Carfire that we were sponsors of as well. And that just helps to make sure that those local filmmakers are getting plugged in. And that way we can help refer them jobs as they're coming in. So it builds our database, builds those relationships, and helps keep the momentum going. So this chart here shows our overall film history for every trackable record for a production that has filmed since 1918. The first one that I could find in our region was actually Mount Lassen Erecting. So probably not a big commercial production, but it's on record, so it's on there. You'll see where there's a white arrow kind of towards the bottom. Back in 2014 was when the Shasta County Board of Supervisors officially designated the Film Commission. So as you'll see, in 2015, there was an immediate uptick in production. The Film Commission position was empty or vacant in 2016, and the number went down strikingly at that point. 2017 was when I came on board in January, and we had a record-breaking year. 2018, we were impacted slightly by the car fire, of course. And then 2019, we had another great year. In 2020, obviously, COVID did affect us, but it was our second top year in number of productions, despite COVID being in place. So still a successful year in my view. But this is where it gets really great and exciting, is that the economic impact, while there was, slight increases, is that what you're saying?
That's Wooten.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was like, I'm sorry. So this is actually showing from 2010 to 2020. And you'll just see that even though there was a beginning increase, once the designation took place in 2014, the economic impact really started to increase. And why that is because we got access to those agencies like FLIX and ASCI and LMGI, which is Location Managers Guild International. That designation really opens doors to bring the community before the decision makers, which are the ones that are actually coming in and driving that economic impact. So the designation is key. Included in these are some recognizable names like Top Gear, Ford, House Centers, Prudential, Crystal Geyser, Truck Hero, Subaru, and many other productions. We have a full credit page on the Film Chapter site if you'd like to see more of those. So, basically, how do we start in Tehama County? Is we have to start with the designation, which is why I'm here today. And then we will be seeking funding either along with the designation or apart from it, and or in addition to it, depending on how that works. So I will be asking the County Board of Supervisors for funding, and I know that they're reviewing that for their 21-22 fiscal year, but not before we get these letters of support. There's also grant funding opportunities and some other ways to get private funding support. So that is, I think, my those are the affiliations that we will get with the designation. I should mention that the productions, I'm so sorry, the productions don't pay any fees for our services, and so we that is why we would go after the from your city funding and private funding. Any questions?
You guys got any questions or comments or anything for them? Well, I think it'd be great to be, anyway, we could try to stimulate the economy. What kind of action do we need on this? Because there's nothing written with it.
So do I just make a motion to approve letter of support?
Right now, the plan is to ask the Board of Supervisors for funding, and then I'm also working on some additional grant funds, but I can't even go after those funds until I have a designation.
So at this time, we would be approving a letter of support.
Right, the letter of support's on page 7.
Yep. No, I got it. Does anybody else got any questions or comments for her? If not, do I have a motion to accept the letter?
I move that mayor and council support the letter of endorse the letter of support for the film industry.
Do I have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So passed unanimous.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I look forward to being able to work with it.
We look forward
We
to
have the letter right here from
it. You want me to get it to her? Or you get it to her?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm Penny Charles, and I'm one of the Board of Supervisors, and I'm here in support of this. I just have one thing to say. I just want to thank you very much for the letter of support. It's very helpful when the cities are in unison with what the county is looking at doing. It has not been approved by the board or the whole board, but I'm definitely on board with the idea that anything, as you said, or my exact words, anything that can stimulate the economy, help our local businesses with the minimal impact as far as funding that this particular program requires, I think is extremely valuable. So, thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. Item number 6 is a COVID-19 update from the city manager.
I have a very short update, partly due to I didn't have time to listen to the Board of Supervisors update by the Public Health Director this morning. So my information is as late as last Friday. I did look up our case rate, which is 11.1, and our positivity rate is 4.4%. I'm not going through some of the other data that she provided on Friday because it's no longer as accurate as what I just provided to you. They are experiencing some no-shows. For those that have appointments at the community vaccination clinic in Red Bluff, they anticipate those being from people able to get other types of vaccines that maybe they prefer, or they may be able to get scheduled elsewhere quicker, and so they simply no-show and not cancel the appointment. All this week, they're only doing second dose vaccinations at the community clinic. You may find other first dose clinics elsewhere. And as many probably already know, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine has been put on hold for the time being until they can ensure its safety due to blood clotting issues and some really rare cases. They're still doing testing at the Austin Surge site, also at the Red Bluff Community Center, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, 8 hours per day. They've limited the hours because they're simply not getting as many people coming in to do the testing. They're getting about 30 to 45 people per day testing, where at the height of testing, they were getting over 100 Tama County residents testing today. That concludes my presentation today.
Thank you. All right, public comments and business from the floor. If there's anybody from the audience that would like to speak on an item that is not agendized, now is your time to step to the podium and speak. Mr. Lippiett.
Honorable Mayor and City Council members, I have concern about one of our historical buildings here in town, and that would be the Memorial Hall. The other day in driving by, I looked at the flagpole, caused me to pull over and get out and take a real close look at it. That pole is almost bare, and it's a wooden pole. There's no paint left on it at all. Then I decided I better walk around and see what else is wrong. The window sills in that building are rotted out. There's going to be a lot of problems. Walked into the foyer, the wall is crumbling in the foyer. I talked to the people there, and they say they've made these complaints and brought it to the attention of the Board of Supervisors, and nothing has been done. I know you're limited to what you can do, probably nothing, but if you have any influence at all with the Board of Supervisors, I would certainly appreciate you making this claim to them that something needs to be done about it. I know they get money to keep that building in repair. That's an historical building used for many of our community activities. So I plan on trying to get a group of people together and going up to visit with the Board of Supervisors here in one of their meetings, and I'll surely bring it to their attention. And I think you'll probably have more influence than I will with them. So I appreciate that. One other thing is I just want to give a big shout out to our city workers for the fine job that they're doing in the park across the street. They've been pruning them trees and working diligently and hard. I watch them over there. It's fun to watch other people work. I give them a big thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
I know that Argus Dolores today just had to buy new flags for the Veterans Hall because they were in such disrepair. So I want to thank her publicly for that too.
All right, is there anybody else? Ooh. Yeah, we do. Nope.
I got
Mr. Mayor, council members, my name is Mitch Chappie. I am the project manager at the wastewater treatment plant at your wastewater treatment plant. I'm here with Travis Barber, area manager for Infomart. We just wanted to take this opportunity to introduce ourselves to the new council members. Travis is going to speak a little bit about who we are and what we do and answer any questions if anybody has any. Thanks.
Honorable Mayor, council members, thanks for giving me a moment of your time. I won't take too long. It's a busy night. Like Mitch said, we just wanted to introduce ourselves. It's been a while in coming. It's a relatively new council, so that obviously delayed that a little bit. So I don't know how much you know about us. Most of the time we operate behind the scenes, and so people aren't aware of the good work that we do, that Mitch and his team do. And that's a good thing. We want to be kind of behind the scenes. If we weren't, well, that means we're taking care of business, doing a good job. If we weren't, you'd know more about us, and you probably wouldn't be happy, and I probably wouldn't be here. I just wanted to highlight the great work that Mitch and the team out there do on a daily basis. Again, just bringing it to your attention. They're a very dedicated crew. They may not be city employees, but they take their responsibility to this community very seriously. It's a real stable team. They've, with the exception of one, been all on board a long time, and that's good. They know that plant up and down, so if anything arises, there's very few surprises there. Mitch just came up on 15 years there. His right-hand man, Sonny, he just came up on 10 years. Their lab operator was 5 years. And then a great thing is we were able to recently bring on an operator in training. So that brought on a fourth operator, which is really good. It distributes the workload. A lot of time a plant of this size is just with 3 operators, so that's a great thing. I wanted to point out, Infomark is a large company. It's a nationwide company, but we're all local. We are from here. We may not live in Corning, but we've all lived in Northern California for all or most of our lives. Mitch, I'm sure most of you know Mitch, is from the big city of Tehama, right up the road. I myself am also from Tehama. Currently live in Chico, and our new operator in training, I mentioned, he's also from Redwood, so we're all nearby. I'm also, in addition to being the area manager, I'm the project manager down the road for the city of Willow wastewater plant, so I'm always nearby to help support these guys, although we rarely need it because they're doing such a great job. I actually started here at the Corning wastewater plant as an operator and a lab analyst. Mitch was my boss. So in addition to introducing ourselves, I just wanted to emphasize, if you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Get a hold of Mitch. I'm sure Mitch could answer most of your questions himself. If you ever wanted to speak with me, Mitch could get a hold of me, and I'd always be happy to talk with you. And then I did this with the Willow City Council. I always encourage council members to come out and check out the plant. It's your plant. It's your assets. It's a lot more, it's a little stinky in a couple spots, but the whole process is a lot more interesting than you might think. And it's also, we're very proud that we're in a position where we can provide a vital service to the community as well as a vital service to the environment. We're doing practical environmental work, and the two don't contradict each other. So thank you for giving me a moment. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
I will say that it may not smell great out there, but Mitch and his boys keep it very clean. We've been out there a few times with the fire department, and it's always very well kept and orderly. So
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Right. Thank you. Good evening.
All right. Is there anybody else from the audience that'd like to speak? Hey, guys.
Council, thank you for allowing me to be here today. Today, my public comment, I'm Diana Ramirez, Waste Management, also Empower Tehama. Public comment today is with regards to a follow-up to a previous public comment regarding Empower Tehama and finding a location, an on-site location to be able to better serve folks in the South Tehama and City of Corning areas. So I wanted to follow up and let you all know that the on-site location is going to start being available the first week of May 2021. At that location, in-person services will be facilitated. If there's any folks that are in need of services phone number that they can call is as follows: 530-528-0226. Again, that's 530-528-0226 for Empower Tehama and the South County and Corning areas. I also wanted to invite everyone to participate in Denim Day that it will be taking place on Wednesday, April 28th. We wear denim, anybody wears denim, to be able to support surviving sexual assault victims. So, thank you all. You can do it at your computer.
Excuse me, when is Denim Day?
Denim Day is on Wednesday, April 28th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If there's nobody else, public comment is closed.
Hi guys, I'm Christine Sears, Chamber President, and this is Christina Hummel, our Executive Director. And so we committed at the end of last year to try to have somebody attend once a month from the board to update you guys on some things that we're doing in the community, just so that you're aware. And thankfully we have treated our meetings. We're going to talk a little bit about the farmers market. We're bringing it back this year. We didn't have it last year. It'll be on Thursday evenings at the same location, Northside Park. We're starting June 10th and running through August 26th.
June 10th is going to be kind of our grand opening, our ribbon cutting. We would love to invite all of you to be there if you can. We're going to make it a real big deal that we can, because a lot of the community has been requesting that we do bring back the farmers market. Not only are we having new farmers come, such as Gold Roots Farm, which is one of our newest farmers here, we're also going to be inviting a lot of our older vendors, such as Ivy Moon, Paparazzi, a couple of the other ones. We're also hoping for new businesses to come into Corning. We've been noticing with the surveys we've been putting out, a lot of the businesses will be going to the Saturday markets in surrounding areas, but they are showing interest coming here. So what we're hoping is if they're coming to the Thursday night markets, they have to come here for their Corning business licenses with you folks, and in turn brings more, profit to all of us. We'll be accepting EBT, food stamps, SNAPs. We're working on doing WIC vouchers. We are setting up our Square readers, so we'll be able to accept all means of payment. We're also working with Tehama County Library. We're going to be doing a youth summer reading program. So what it is children will be reading books over the summer program. They'll come and bring in their reading logs to us there at the chamber booth or at the library booth at the farmers market. In turn, they'll get tokens that they can use at the farmers market to try new fruits, vegetables, and foods. So we're trying to sit there and keep everything local here and just keep it new. As things go and progress, we're going to be adding more vendors. We're going to be adding more things that we can hopefully, children's services 1 week. Another week we'll sit there and we'll focus more on, what can we do for our vendors. So we're really trying to develop this year and really bring it back to more of what the community needs rather than in previous years what, it used to be. So we're hoping that you guys will come out and visit us.
Sounds good. Appreciate you guys' effort.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Gee, pretty enthusiastic there.
All right, if there's no more comments, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. It was recommended that the items listed in the consent agenda be acted on simultaneously unless a council member or member's audience requests a separate discussion or action. Items 7 through 14, is there anybody who would like to discuss or have something pulled aside? If not, do I have a motion?
I move we accept consent agenda items 15 through 19.
Huh? 7 through 14?
Oh, sorry, sir. Yes, 7 through 14.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So passed unanimous. No items removed. There's no public hearings. So we move on to the regular agenda. Approve matching fund contributions in the amount not to exceed $4,000 to the Corning Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council. Every year for the past, since 2009, we have, as a city, contributed $1,000 per month to the Corning Chamber, plus a yearly matching contribution of funds in the amount not to exceed $4,000. And I'm asking you tonight to approve the budgeted business contributions matching fund payment of $4,000 to the Corning Chamber of Commerce. And I personally appreciate all the efforts that they've been doing, and it's been fun getting to know Christina Hill as the new executive director, and I appreciate all her energy.
You guys got any comments, questions?
No.
Do you guys have anything you'd like to add to it?
You get to see more of my shining face?
You don't see this much of it now.
Well, the last year and a half has been very trying, and you guys have been doing what you can when allowed. And I like the idea of trying some new things at the farmers market, and so I appreciate the effort, and I very much support continuing to fund the chamber.
On that note, I'll move that Mayor and Council approve the budgeted business contributions matching fund payment of $4,000 to the Corning Chamber of Commerce.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So passed unanimous. Let's see, I lost my spot. Moving on to item number 16, authorize the fire department to surplus and sell the 1995 Ford Chief Truck through Big Cow online auction. You sure you want to get rid of that thing?
Thank you. Honorable Mayor and Council, as you know, bought a pickup for the fire department, that F-350, 2020 F-350, which is in service, but still getting some kinks out of it over at Chico right now. Thank you very much for that purchase. And I would like to surplus the 1995 F-150 that was, I believe, Jack Alexander's, Bobby Pytel's, Martin Spanis's, and now mine. It was mine. And so the water pump's bad, it leaks oil, the tires are bad. It was definitely overdue to get, so we're going to try to take it over to Big Cow sometime this week and surplus that and get what we can out of it.
So I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah.
How much is that beautiful truck worth, do you think?
If we get 1,000, I'd be surprised. But some people say they'd love to have it, but I don't know. It's easier just to go through Big Cow than to sell it separate. So get it out and get it done. So.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that truck may have been my dad's to begin with.
Oh, right.
It's been around a long time.
I thought that was Jack's. But
I think Jack got it because my dad smoked, and he smoked. And
all right. So I'm looking at you authorizing me to surplus it and sell it at Big Cow.
You guys have any objection? If not, we have a motion.
I make a motion for Mayor and Council to authorize the fire department to surplus and sell the 1995 Chiefs truck through Big Cow online auction.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So passed unanimous.
Troy did say he shed a tear when I drove out for the last time. And Chris Demo has taken everything off of it, so there's no identifiers left on it.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations on your new truck, Chief.
Thank you.
It's pretty. It is very pretty.
All right, item number 17. Approve plans and specifications and authorize staff to seek bids for the 2021 multi-street improvement project.
Honorable Mayor, members of the Council, I am here to recommend approving the plans and specifications that were prepared for the multi-street improvement and rehabilitation project. As you're aware, this is a set of streets that we're looking at doing chip seal or double microsurfacing on to extend the life of the streets. They're not the worst streets in town. public know that. I'm fully aware of that, but this will extend the life of these streets another 7 to 10 years without other maintenance done. So that way we can now focus on another set of repairs and rebuild projects, but still carry these through and not be in bad shape by the time we get to them. The streets that we're looking at doing these projects on are Toombs Avenue between Solano and Blackburn, Hope between Solano and Tehama Street, Calusa between Houghton and 3rd, South Street between 2nd and Marguerite, and 2nd Street between Stig and South. So there's a significant amount of roads that we're looking at doing some maintenance and repair rehabilitation work on. The goal is to get these out to bid tonight as soon as they're approved. We would open bids on May 5th and bring it back to council the next week, the following week, with the end date of the project being June 30th before the end of the fiscal year. So we will be spending this money before the end of the fiscal year and qualifying us for the money that we need to spend to continue getting state funding. Any questions?
I'm at the hand up.
Question?
Yes.
Out of order, sir. Curb and gutters in some areas that are not getting a curb and gutters?
Not as part of this project. When we do a rebuild project, then yes, we would have to curb and gutters in along all.
I was thinking of the one block along the road.
Yeah, there is one area, and Hope is, I don't want to commit, but I think it's the one we're feeling, so there is more units.
And when were you saying this would be done?
This will be done by June 30th. This redux will be done. The bid documents state the contractor has to be done with construction by June 30th, which will give them a month and a half once we award. This shouldn't take longer than a 2-week turnaround. 30 calendar days is what Orland did theirs in, and they were done way ahead of time.
Yeah, I think the road that's going to take the most time will probably be Hogue because it needs a little bit of repair work before they chip seal it. I very much support this. Obviously, they're not the worst roads in town. But if we don't start maintaining some of our roads before they fall apart, we can't rebuild roads constantly. We have to maintain them. But we definitely need to start doing a little better conservative effort in doing some temporary repairs to roadways that are nothing but gravel. Maybe that's something we can start working on with the Public Works Department. But I fully support maintaining these roads before they get to the that's so bad that we have to rebuild them instead of maintain them. Does anybody else have a comment or question? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that Mayor and Council approve plans and specifications and authorize staff to solicit bids for the 2021 multi-street improvement and rehabilitation project.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass unanimous. Thank you, Robin. Item number 18, award the Yost Park Equipment Installation Project to Creative Builders in the amount of $29,998. Approve appropriation of $29,998 from the city's general fund reserves and authorize the city manager to execute the contract.
Honorable Mayor and council members, as asked by council, staff prepared bid documents for the Yost Playground Equipment Installation Project. We received 4 bids. The lowest bid was from Northern California Recreation, but they did not include all required documents in their bid package. So we have to deem them not responsive in their bid. At that point, we then go to the number 2 bidder, which is Creative Builders, in the amount of $29,998. Staff has reviewed their contract and feel that, or their proposal, and feel that they are adequate to award the project to. The money for installation that was originally budgeted 4 years ago was spent on additional playground equipment. So that is why the supplemental appropriation is being asked for. Any questions?
I had one, and maybe it's in here and I just didn't see it. What's the required completion date for this project once awarded?
it would have been in the bid documents that were submitted. I think it was 30 calendar days or 21 working days, I think is what it was. It will not take long.
Okay.
Now, I know this wasn't something we planned on spending because originally we had people that were going to volunteer to install the equipment, and that kind of fell through due to unforeseen circumstances. And we've already bought the equipment, and we don't want it to, we got to make use of it. So, yeah, I know that this isn't something we planned on, but it's something we need to do.
Yeah, playground has already been removed in anticipation of the new equipment, so we need to get it installed.
And the equipment's here and in the courtyard, ready to be installed.
Yeah.
Is there any more discussion or questions for Robin?
No.
Do I have a motion?
I move Mayor and Council award Yost Playground equipment installation to Creative Builders in the amount of $29,998 and approve appropriation of $29,000. That one ain't right.
$998.
Yeah, but it says $29,983. Yeah, okay. From City's General Fund Reserve to fund 341-9304-6101 Park Improvements Fund, Park Special Projects, and authorize the city manager to execute the contract. You can't do that to me.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So passed unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. All right, number 19, request authorization from city clerk, or request authorization for city clerk to serve notification of the city's intent to lien for collection of delinquent water and or sewer service accounts in the amount of $1,172.14.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council. We have one property located within the city limits that owes the city for back water, sewer, and garbage fees to the tune of $1,172.14. That property is scheduled for what's called a tax sale for lack of payment of property taxes. I want to thank Lisa for staying attuned on these. She caught it. And because of her close eye, if the council should allow us to do so, we would like the council's authorization to record a lien on the parcels so that we can recover the amount owed to the city. And that concludes my presentation.
Good job, Ms. Lisa.
I'm going to say that this will be coming back before you because I have to notice the property owner so they have an opportunity to protest, which will be coming on at the next meeting. Letter will go out in the morning. That's what that letter was.
Gotcha. Give them some due process, the ability to respond.
This begins the process.
And the fact that if it's going to have a lien sale already, we're not forcing somebody's hand. We're just trying to get in and get what's owed to us. The circumstances are already there. I very much support, the effort of the city clerk catching this and being able to try to recoup some money for the city. Does anybody have any other comments, questions? Do I have a motion?
I make a motion the mayor and council authorize the city clerk to serve notification to the property owner listed on Exhibit A attached of the city's intent to lien for collection of delinquent water and or sewer services accounts in the combined total of $1,172.14.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So passed unanimous. All right, items placed on the agenda from the floor. There are none. Communications, correspondence, and information. There is none. Reports from the mayor and council members. Shelley.
No meetings. I have a meeting Thursday. I'll have something there.
All right. David?
No meetings, but I did a 10-day active shooter training with Chief Fears and Chief Tomlinson, and I believe Billy Wooten was there a few days prior. It was very informative, and the information I hope we never need.
Yeah. Karen?
I attended my first combined meeting for the Law Enforcement Commission with all the board of supervisors. Two of the things that I thought were really interesting were that we had collection sites for used oil at Richfield and at Renton-Hema, and we're going to give the property owners those containers once we get them cleaned and recertified. And that they had over 400 pounds of treated wood come in on the last wood treatment, which was really unexpected. Treated wood now is hazardous waste. I also have, in conjunction with, we're going to have a denim day thing at the senior center. If you wear denim, we're going to have a drive-through. We'll take your picture, we're going to put it on social media. Everyone who comes wearing denim will get free drawing tickets, and we're going to have some really fun prizes. So we would like you to join us on Wednesday the 28th for that.
Where is it?
At the senior center. It'll be between 11 and 1.
Chewy?
Yeah, just another reminder that the chamber installation dinner is May 22nd at 5, so we expect to see you all there.
What is it?
The chamber installation dinner, May 22nd at 5.
I'll try to make it.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I just want to comment on Ms. Liquid's comment about the park. So I was driving to work one day and back to work one day, and that park looks amazing over there. I mean, it made me, I drove completely around it just to see how nice it looked, and stopped and told one of the public works guys was there, and I complimented him on it. But it's really nice. They're doing a great job.
Also, they know if they don't do it right, Jerry's going to come tell them.
That tree hasn't been pruned for many years, so they look good now.
Yeah, our boys are doing a very good job taking care of all the parks. That's. I will say that's a pet peeve of mine since I joined council, and I do look at every park every weekend, and I appreciate the job they're doing. They're doing a very good job. I had no meetings. I have a meeting with the cemetery district Thursday night, and I will be attending the grand opening for the Rock and Brews restaurant at the casino Friday night. And on May 22nd, I hear there's a chamber dinner I'm going to attend. But other than that, meeting adjourned. Huh?
Cemetery meetings, closed session.
Yep. And we're going to do here at 5.
No, that's threw me off on mine.
I don't know that I do that, but I'll put you.
I can't read that.
We were kind of joking around it, but
Yeah.